And it's also called Titicaca Island. Translated would be the stone of the puma.
Oh.
And look at the waterfall, which is a natural
Beautiful.
spring that comes from the ice of the mountains. It was considered as a sacred fountain during the Inca Empire. This is also called the Fountain of Youth.
So let me drink some of the precious water. Oh, fountain, make me younger, make me younger. Sun Island, Virginia. There's quite a legend.
I have that one that says that after Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark, yeah.
The first place where you could see the sun after those 40 days and nights of rain was Sun Island. And they say that's why they called Sun Island. That's Moon Island.
Yes, I can see that's quite an island.
That island was used during the Inca Empire like a monastery for the Virgins of the Sun, or Ñustas, as they call them. So these girls were educated there to become the wives of the Incas or nobility. And in our times, 1952, it was used as a political prison. Well, no, there's no way to get out.
No, I can see that. Just such a beautiful view. And you really do feel like you're sort of on top of the world.
On the top of the world, right. Fresh air,
yes.
No pollution.
No. I love those mountains in the
You
background.
have a very nice view here from the Royal Range of the Andes.
Yes.
And that one is one of the tallest, the Yampu Mountain.
Zebra, yeah?
Yeah.
What else is there?
The Nara is the wildebeest.
Wallabeast?
Yeah. Wildebeest is not see far. That's why you see them join them all the time.
So they stick together?
Yeah. So and then it's just look the zebra run and then his is run again.
Oh, so the wallabeast looks out for the zebra?
Yeah.
So the hippos stay at this pool?
Yeah, the hippos stay in the pools. So on lake and river.
Oh, yeah?
See the red lychee there? Because the red lychee is not same like impala. It's different. You just look, the color is not same in impala.
It's red.
Yeah. So the red lychee is like that island. Of course, that island, you are near in the water. And then the water is full here. And then you can't walk here. That's why you see the red lychee is many here.
So they like the water?
Yeah, it's like in water. Yeah.
And the babies?
And babies, yeah.
Do they stay close to the water hole?
Yeah, no. It just come up to the water hole. Now it's here to come eat the tree. Yeah.
Eat the big trees?
Yeah.
Calvin. Hi, I'm Lily.
His name was Calvin Hunt, and he is actually well renowned for carving totem poles.
You're well known for your art in this area.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about this?
This is an old pole that was carved in 1965, and what we've done is we refurbished it.
Can you tell me what these animals on the pole represent?
There's a misunderstanding that a totem pole has a story. There are some poles, very few, that tell a story or that are carved, for a legend or something. But most totem poles, you read them from the top. And usually on a pole, there'll be a raven or an eagle or a thunderbird, which is a mythological being. Those would represent the families, their main crest on the top of the pole. And then their secondary figures would, come and, like the whale or a wild woman or a bear would usually be on the bottom of a pole.
What's the original origin of the totem pole?
There were 6 types of totem pole. There's the inside house post, which would represent the crest of the family. There would be a pole outside that represents the history, the lineage of the family. Mm-hmm. You'd have a grave figure, which would actually just be one figure. It could be a male or female to represent that person that has passed on. And there's actually another mortuary pole, which would have could have 2 or 3 different figures on it. But when you stand a totem pole like that up in a grave, what happens is you put those crests away. They no longer can be used, when you stand it up.
Really? Now, if you only had one figure at the top, was that the origin of the tribe, or what would that represent? That figure on the top?
Well, the family share. Each family, like our main crest of our family, is an eagle.
Right.
Actually, from this village, and through our great-great-grandmother, Mary Ebbets, when she married into the Hunt, she brought the raven.
One of Calvin's relatives, Mervyn, was working on a mask.
Look at this magnificent piece of art. What are you working on?
I'm just finishing up a salmon transformation mask that I'm working on.
Can you explain exactly what it is?
What I wanted to show was a female sea run coho on the outside, and so it transforms, it comes apart and reveals a spawning male that would be close to the system it's going to, or perhaps in the system, and then it opens again and shows a young infantile human face on the inside. So I'll show you how it works.
Great.
I've got it shows that spawning male, and then the spawning male opens again.
Magnificent.
It's a mask that's used in a dance, a special dance.
More like a sun.
And only certain people have a right, his family has a right to do that dance. After we had lunch today, a group of people started singing, and they, in fact, were thanking the host for the meal. And when they started singing, their faces lit up, and they truly seemed very happy. It was really a touching moment.
Visited a class at the local community center.
I want you to repeat after me.
It's part of a program that is trying to keep the local language alive.
There's a D on here, okay?
Many younger people grow up speaking English, and the Cree language is being forgotten. I found pronunciation to be very difficult, but I did pick up a few words.
Right. Wheatst. Right. Got it?
My second stop was at the Cree Village Craft Center, where I met Mary. I'm Kate. Oh, your hand. Sorry. Nice to meet you. Wow, what are you making?
I'm making a beret.
Oh, really? Oh, neat.
So you can try.
Yeah. Okay, see if I can do it. Okay. She showed me how to bead a barrette on a small loom, based on the traditional Cree loom. I'm trying to. Oh, I got two in one shot. The Cree are known for their intricate beadwork, which can be found on their gloves and moccasins. And to start, it was the string, this string here, just tied here to start?
No. Like you leave some and then it comes up here. And you start from here, and then you leave a little bit, so...
Oh, like the end piece? Yeah. Okay, and it just gets tucked in?
You just wrap it up.
Oh,
so
neat.
You go along, yeah.
Okay, so then... I guess I found it interesting. Okay, so... And I felt clumsy.
So you're scraping the outer layer off.
I'm making scratches on this. All right, so once you've scraped the skin, what's the next step?
After that, you got to sew it with your teeth like this.
You soften it with your teeth. I'll be eating seal meat. That's very hard. Tastes a little salty. So you chew it to soften the skin, so it's easier to sew?
Got to be right soft before you start to sew it.
So do you still chew it yourself?
I used to not know because I got no more teeth.
You lost your teeth from chewing.
You can feel it inside.
Oh, it's soft inside. It was so stiff, but now it's soft. So once it's soaked, you're able to bend the shape up? Is that the idea?
Well, you got to sew it right.
This is where the seam is.
It's called capelin in English. It's a fish which comes into Greenland's coast every summer in June, in the beginning of June, and we used to catch it and dry it for the winter food.
And you eat it all winter?
Yes, we eat it all winter.
And then you're dipping it in the...
cod liver.
Cod liver.
Yeah. It's very, very healthy.
Great, lots of vitamins.
Yeah, there are a lot of vitamins in this fish.
So, Joanna, when did your mother move here to the village?
1937. She moved here in 1937.
Wow.
When she was 12 years old.
Does she still enjoy living here very much?
Very much.
Very much? She would never live anywhere else in the whole world.
If they don't get sick, they will never
ever leave here.
Never ever leave from here. But it has been hard when we children left.
Oh yeah.
So, but she's glad to have us every summer back here. She can live in other places, but as we all have a job and we work for.
Despite the hard bed that I ended up sleeping on all week, it was actually very beautiful waking up in the morning because the spaces between the walls of my house let me look straight out into the forest and seeing the trees outlined by the sun and getting brighter as I lay there not wanting to get up.
I hiked along the trail and along the coastline to an area where I found sea lions basking in the sun and playing in the water, doing various different ballerina-like moves. They were really quite fun and interesting to watch for a long period of time.
It wasn't so difficult making the trek up the mountain as it was constant. It was incredible to be in a place of such history, following the path of Moses and standing on such holy ground as Mount Sinai. At first I was concerned whether or not I could climb to the top, not so much because of the grade, but because of the heat. Slowly, I gained greater confidence as we grew closer to the top. Wasn't all that steep until the end, of course. Then I'll admit I got tired climbing those steps. When we got to the top, the other mountain peaks all around us went on forever. Looking out of the view, I could feel the spirituality of the place, and the rock under my feet, and the air around me.
Okay, here we're on the top of Moses Mountain, and you can see the rest of Sinai Mountains as well from here. This is actually the second highest mountain after St. Catherine Mountains behind us.
And this is all a part of the same mountain here?
Oh yeah.
Mount Moses. Moses Mountain.
Yeah, Moses Mountain. And as you see, it's a rocky mountain, and actually it had a name of the rocky land. I mean, one of the ancient name that Sinai had before. It's the rocky land, they used to call it, and the pharaohs used to call it Tushoyit. This is one of the ancient names of Sinai.
Tushoyit.
Yeah, and the Hebrews call Sinai the Sin, and it comes from the moon. The word Sin, it means the moon. So it had actually many different names during the Greeks actually as well, and the Arabs, and then it became Sinai Peninsula. Front of you is the direction of the Mediterranean, which is a north direction. On the left, this is the Gulf of the Red Sea, and on the right side is the Gulf of Aqaba on the Red Sea as well. And you can see how beautiful the mountain, okay, and the St. Catherine Monastery, it's over there ahead of us, down to the valley.
The bottom of the mountain when we descend.
Yeah, when we started ascending.
And Catherine told me that an important part of visiting St. Pierre Island was to visit L'Île Marine, which is Sailor's Island. There was a pilgrimage at the church. The pilgrimage was a time for the villagers to go down to the church and to also lead a procession down to the statue of Mary, which was located on the coast, in order to pay homage to her. At the pilgrimage, I celebrated my faith among the villagers of the community. There was an eerie, comforting presence, almost as if people from the past who had lived on the island were also celebrating in the ceremony with us. It was an exhilarating feeling, just celebrating your faith amidst the waves of the ocean and the wind. And it was beautiful to know that no matter what tongue I spoke, we all agreed and we all could communicate in the same tongue. We all understood faith and what that meant.
That's a pied kingfisher.
Where? I can't tell. I can't see.
On the right-hand side, right on top.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's a pied kingfisher.
What does pied mean?
Pied is black and white and is the commonest kingfisher in the Gambia.
He was just so gentle and so knowledgeable. We were sitting in this dugout canoe, very slowly moving along the mangroves. Just at sunset, it was a lovely time. And he taught me a couple of bird songs to help me remember the call of the birds.
That one goes, I am the red-eyed dove. I am the red-eyed dove. I am the red-eyed dove.
I am the red-eyed dove. I am the red-eyed dove. I like that. Cuckoo, 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 cuckoo.
That's the call of a scarlet spectacled wattle eye. Did you hear that?
No.
It's called the scarlet spectacled wattle eye. Yeah, it's
something like that.
Yeah. It goes, Christmas Day is eating day. Christmas Day is eating day. Christmas Day is eating day. Christmas Day is eating.
I really love the ocean, and Ghana has a beautiful, beautiful coastline. The water there is spectacular. The beaches are basically empty. You can walk for miles without seeing anyone. And I really enjoyed the opportunity just to walk along the beach and hear the ocean and the waves. It was really lovely. When I was walking along the beach, I could hear the ocean crashing against the sand, and at the same time I could hear drums in the distance. And I came upon this young man who was sitting right in front of the ocean practicing his drums.
Thank you.
Are you just rehearsing out here?
Yes, yes.
In front of the ocean?
Yeah.
What kind of drum is this that you're playing?
This is called Panlogo drum.
Panlogo?
Yes. We had a Panlogo rhythm, we had a Panlogo dance, and we had a Panlogo drum.
Can I try playing one of your drums?
Yes, of course.
Oh, that's great.
This we call it open sound.
Open sound.
Yeah. Good. Again, 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 again. Good. Let me hear your left hand. Good.
I don't have very good coordination.
Come on, I like your sound. Then we had a bass. Bass we make like cap.
Okay.
And you use this line on the edge here.
That's
good. Again. Good. Good. Okay, we try both open sound and the bass together, okay? Go.
When you're traveling, these are the little things that really make the trip. I really hate the idea of being stuck walking around museums and monuments. Interacting with the local people and experiencing part of their culture firsthand, I think, is what makes traveling so exciting.
Okay, okay.
I'm starting to lose it. So why don't you play something more complicated for me, and so I can aspire to being a better musician?
Okay.
That was very good. So are you going to let me perform with you sometime?
Yes, yes, yes. You're always welcome.
You'll be very far in the back, right?
If you are good, we'll put you in front.
Home, sweet home. Yes, gentlemen, could we get these buckets coming out? People, they got a small mine in operation.
Mining for gold?
Gold and diamonds.
Diamonds too,
Gold
yeah.
and diamonds,
Yeah.
right. But it's on a small scale.
In the river are they mining?
Yeah, river and land. Wherever they find it. Wherever they find it, that's what they will be doing.
Do you find lots of diamonds?
Now and then. Right.
Now and then, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न
So what are these women doing?
They are making the coir rope out of this coconut husk. To be imprecise, they take out this husk out of the coconut, and the coconut will be used in the home, and the husk will be taken to the water, which will be soaked for some time, and they'll take it out, beat like this. Without beating it, the skin won't come out. So you can, if you want to try and experiment that one.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I decided to give it a try.
It comes off. It does.
Let her show you later things, because this is the main thing which comes out. You can stand beside her and.
I see. I was doing the gentle technique.
Ooh. Let's see how she's taking out the coir.
Ah.
Leaving the.
Yeah. And it almost looks dry when she's.
Yeah.
And how old is this young woman?
Okay. She's 19. She's in a teenage.
How many days a week do you do this?
Yeah, Sunday is a holiday and all the rest is she works.
So she's working 6 days a week?
Yeah.
6 pretty back-breaking hours a day?
Yeah, but the thing is that she's only working up to 12 o'clock.
Okay.
After the day, she's enjoying with her brothers or sisters or any others.
Do you go to school?
School She has done her 10th examination and she may be going for the college.
तत्सवितुर्
So this is the plantation.
Yes, this is a plantation.
We're up there. What's the elevation here?
Over 3,000 feet.
I can hardly even see around me for all the mist.
Right, all
I
the
feel
mist.
like we're up in the clouds.
Right, right.
I can't wait to try my first cup
Right.
of Blue Mountain coffee.
So this
Hi.
is Upton.
Elton? Hi, I'm Judy. Nice to meet you.
Lindsay.
Hey, Lindsay. Thank you. Thanks for having us here.
Michael.
Hi, Michael. I'm Judy.
Nice meeting you.
It's nice to meet you and to see a real coffee plantation. So this is where it happens.
Yeah.
So we're following you?
Yeah, okay.
All right. Thank you.
We go this way, yeah.
You lead the way. I expected to see some very slick coffee operation, but I was so wrong.
Our plantation here, it's done coffee process ancient way, like no machinery.
So there's no machinery involved, so there's no mechanical harvesting. You pick every bean by hand.
Yeah, I can give you a tray with the different stages of the beans and berries that we go through.
All right, what do we have here?
These are the different stages we have to go through here. These are coffee berries.
This is as they come off the bush.
Yeah.
Okay.
When they are green like this, they're not ready to harvest.
Oh, so you leave them on the bush until they are red like this?
Yeah, known as cherry ripe. You can taste it as well.
Oh.
If you notice the beans, they're very slippery.
Yes, it's slimy.
Yeah, so, but they taste sweet, so you can
Okay.
try it.
It's very slippery.
Yeah, you got a sugar coating in it.
Oh, it tastes good. Doesn't
Yeah.
taste like coffee though.
No. So to get those slime off, we have to ferment in water. Yeah, as soon as we ferment in water for 24 hours, we got to wash them.
Okay.
And place them in the sun to be dried. If you notice now, you got a shell on it.
At that point, they take the beans and put them in a large mortar. And they have a very heavy pestle that they pulverize the beans with. The husk that's on the bean gets cracked open. Stand there and pound and pound and pound. It's back-breaking work, isn't it? I can see that. But these guys must have really strong arms. When they finish that, it goes to the roasting process. They had a little lean-to shack and an open campfire with cast iron Dutch ovens. How do you keep from crying? The smoke is killing me.
You stay behind the smoke.
You have to keep stirring it constantly. Or they'll burn, huh?
It's a good climate for coffee, you know? Yeah.
So you just keep turning. So you have to be a patient man. And you go home with smoke in your hair.
Oh, sure, in the eyes, you know. Your eyes are strong for the smoke, you know.
Well, I will always think about you guys when I drink coffee from now on.
Yeah.
I'll appreciate it more.
We're gonna go inside and let you guys sample coffee, okay?
Great, I'd love to taste some coffee.
Yeah.
So this is 8 ounces?
No.
No, about a pound.
1 pound.
1 pound. So we're looking at about $40 US dollars to buy this in Jamaica.
The price always on top of the rest of coffee.
It's always one of the highest priced coffees.
Yeah.
I can see why after seeing how much work goes into it. So cheers to you.
Yeah.
Thank you for making this coffee for me.
what it meant. That's what it says in the book.
One day I
It means
met
you're a rich man.
the most prestigious man in the village because he had the most tattoos on him. He told me about his tattoos and how he had earned each one of them, what he had to do to get them. This is a phenomena of this particular tribe.
Martin, can you ask Madan how old he was when he first got his tattoos? 18. Can he show us his designs?
The tattoos were done by a tattoo man who traveled from village to village. He was considered a very artistic man, and the warriors would wait for him to travel to their village so they could get their tattoo that they had earned.
Does he have any on his back? We have all these flowers.
Bunga terung semua kan yang ini apa? This one mean like crab.
Crab?
Ketam.
He was a great warrior when he was younger. When they took a head, they would get the tattoo on their hand, and the wives of these men would be allowed to have a tattoo on their throat.
Let's check his hands out. You have any on your hands? No. Good. Then he's not a headhunter.
For the onions, yes. It's a big land of onions, eh?
Watering.
Okay, oh, they're watering the garden.
That's the onion.
Okay.
Tobacco there.
As I watched them water the onions, I realized how we take a lot of things for granted. For instance, water. I mean, we open a faucet and there it is, whereas these people had to go down a well, take the water, come back, water a little tiny part of their garden, and do this maybe, I don't know, 50 times to cover the whole thing, and they do this every day. And some of their gardens are even on top of the escarpments, so they must have a way to bring the water up there to do it as well. As I went by and I saw the women crushing the onions, I couldn't believe how every little single thing in their life takes on a ritual side. I mean, they weren't only crushing onions, they were singing to it. I was almost consecrating the onions. It was just not crushing them, it was also singing towards what they're going to bring them. So now this is the millet.
Yes, it's millet. Yeah.
How do you say millet?
And doggone is you.
During the next day on my trip to Malta, I visited St. Agatha's Catacombs, which is a series of tunnels where ancient Christians are buried. This is where I met Father Victor. He volunteered to show me the catacombs.
So this is a whole complex here of a historical place, which has been for hundreds of years known as an important place, especially in the history of Malta. Now here we are going now to the crypt which is an underground church also dedicated to the saint. Right, so we follow to the catacombs now. Is an underground Christian cemetery.
Underground cemetery.
Underground Christian cemetery. So the catacombs are underground, not because Christians were persecuted, but this was a custom in Malta, going back to even 1,000 years before, almost 1,000 years before Christ. people dug their graves underground. Malta was short of sand or soil. The rocky Malta is very soft. It's limestone.
Limestone.
It's limestone, not very hard. So they invented digging underground, having narrow corridors and graves on each side.
What are you going to show me, Father?
Right, so we have a look at some of the remains which you find in our catacombs.
Some bones?
Some
These
human
are
bones,
human
which are
remains.
yes, human remains, which are about 2,000 years old. Most of the catacombs have been found by grave robbers in the Middle Ages.
Grave robbers came and took
See,
everything.
This was a custom in olden times, not only in Malta, but throughout the whole world.
So what, did the grave robbers sell these things, or how did they?
Right, the robbers, you see, all these people who had permission from the government.
They had permission from the government to rob the
For the Knights of St. John, the Grand Master. In fact, they had to give part of what they find to the Grand Master. Then either they kept them for themselves or they sold them to rich people.
Do you have more?
Yes, we have in our catacombs at least 14 in all, yeah.
14 in all? Let's go see some more.
See. Besides here, we have also other type of graves, which are called the window grave. We have 3 on this side, another one here, and another grave here, which is also a window grave. On this side, another grave here, again for 2 parents, and on the sides, 8 little ones.
8 small graves for 8
more babies,
names.
yeah. We have the smallest one there, which is said to be for the fetus also.
I have something that I'm curious about. How did you get into archaeology? You're a priest, but how did you get into something like this to dig? And did you always have an interest?
Well, since I was a young boy, I had interest in the history of Malta. Then I joined the society in 1953. And when I was still studying for a priesthood, doing philosophy and theology, during my free time, I used to come down here to remove the remains, to remove the stones from here, the soil and the rubbish.
So this was a hobby for you?
It was a hobby.
And then it ended up working itself into your mission as a Christian priest?
Yes.
I know you know your way out of here, Father, but have you ever gotten lost here?
As far as I know not.
No, you know your way.
But when sometimes I talk with people asking them a question, what would they do if lights go out?
Yes, what would you do?
They will say, they shout, they cry, and I said, I stay quiet here, and I leave you here and go on my own. We are out of the catacombs.
And back into the church.
We have found our way out.
Thank you so much.
Are they coming from school?
From school, yeah. Now we go to home.
They're going home?
And eat in the afternoon, come back to school too.
What kind of jobs do you want?
For houses.
Oh, you want to build houses?
Build houses,
yeah? Yeah? And what do you want to be? He wants to be a teacher.
And him, he wants to be a doctor.
So can people in this country, though, have more than one wife at one time?
Yeah. Just one or two.
Just one or two?
Yeah.
And women, they can only have one husband?
Yeah, only one.
So
What?
you have 2 wives.
No. They're married 4, but one is died,
One's dead.
and 2 is took another guy.
Oh, two took off. They left you?
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't like you?
Now only one.
Now you only have one left.
One left.
Oh.
Be careful, maybe go another person again.
So he doesn't really have 3 wives. He's had 4 wives in his life.
During the next day on my trip to Oman, Nasser and I decided to visit the Bedouins in the desert. The Bedouins are an independent people who lead a nomadic lifestyle roaming the Arabian desert. We came across a small settlement. The women and children were beautifully dressed with silk and wraps. It wasn't what you would expect from people in the desert. Covered as much for modesty as to protect them against the sun. The men wore long flowing robes with headdresses. The way the men tied their headdress determines what regions they're from. We call these things?
Barga.
Baka?
Barga.
Baka?
Barga.
Barga.
Yes.
Barga. I was surprised the veil was cool because it was light and gauzy. I think the opinion we have of women who are covered is that they're being hidden or suffocated in those veils. But it's just the opposite, because the veils are cool and protect them from the heat.
This evening we having this special visit into this special village, call it the Mahana village.
The Mahana village.
Yes.
Who are we going to meet here?
We are going to meet the chef of the village and some members of some noble in the village.
So some nobles and some elders here.
Exactly. Oh, the chef of the village, Mr.
Bonjour. Bonjour. For the chief, I would like to ask him how long he's been a chief.
Chef de village. 4 years now, but there was the former one. He died and he replaced him.
He replaced him.
Yes.
And why was he picked to be the chief? Was the former one his father, or how does it work?
So here the thing is not from generation to generation or from father to, it's not an heritage, but people just having kind of a local elections. Okay. Like, they have to agree all that, they trust him to represent them, to the authority. It's like a parliament. It's like they were in a national assembly and he's the one who represents the parliament. When they have big decisions, usually he calls them in a meeting, they talk it, and the last decision will come up to him.
Okay, so it's kind of, they sort of make decisions together, but he has the final...
Exactly, the final decisions.
The final decision.
You choose Mahana to be your destination, so they are the most pleased, and they saying welcome anytime you want to come back here.
Well, tell him maybe I will come back. Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup.
We set out on a tour, and when I turned around, I realized that just about everyone in the village had joined us. We walked to the lake near the village, which supplies water not only to Makana, but also to the neighboring villages. The problem with this lake is that it's filled with algae, which not only kills all the fish in the lake, but also causes sickness in the children. This water here, c'est le problème avec l'algae, the algae problem is for this water here.
Yes, that's the water.
That's the water.
And that's the algae seen here.
Okay, can you ask him, is this the only water source for the whole village?
Usually it's the one they use, for washing, for drinking, for, all their needs.
Yeah.
But now, with the dangers, they're using the well.
They're using the well.
And as you can see, most of the villages, they come from different villages. They depend on this water, which means that he's not going to cut only this part, but see that he's going to bring it to the village, you know, we pass by coming here.
Oh, right.
Seems like they don't want you to leave.
No, they probably don't. I don't think I want to leave.
Hola.
Hola.
Hola. ¿Qué está haciendo?
Aquí, escobas de bermejo.
Oh.
This is the a kind of traditional broom.
Traditional Basque broom?
Not necessarily Basque. I mean, we get those kind of brooms everywhere in Spain.
Okay.
We could see how it makes them in his studio.
Can you ask him how he makes
Why
it?
not? ¿Puede enseñarnos cómo las hace en su cuarto?
Sí.
¿Podemos pasar dentro para verlo?
Sí.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
He's showing us how to.
Okay.
How he deals with this.
So, what is this that he's starting out with?
¿Cómo va a empezar a hacerlo?
Esto lo reformo a mano, así la cantidad que va a ser. Le pongo la cantidad y luego la ato en la máquina.
Vale, so he says that first of all, he take a portion of those bushes and that will do for one of its drums. It's a kind of bush which grows over there, over those mountains.
Oh, so there's brushes that grow in the mountain.
That's right.
So now he's putting them together and he's going to make a broom out of them.
He's just trying to perform in the actual shape of the broom.
Okay.
And now he's ready to do so.
So he has the twine on this treadle and he unwinds it onto
right,
that. Okay.
Yeah. So he takes whichever quantity it needs.
Okay. That's a good idea. This is a traditional Basque craft.
Me pregunta a ver si este trabajo es tradicional de aquí, es típico.
Sí. Esto es típico. Esto se ha gastado mucho, se ha gastado.
Pero en esta zona de Álava, ¿verdad?
No, en toda España se ha gastado.
So he says that it's not just originally from here, but everywhere in Spain.
So how did he learn how to do it?
Mi padre lo aprendió de otros que hacían aquí. Y a continuación lo aprendí yo de mi padre toda la vida.
So he says that his grandfather just learned by watching the others, but the one who taught him how to do it was his father, but the grandfather just learned by himself.
Okay, so so his grandfather taught his father, who taught him. Have you taught your son how to make it?
¿Y usted a sus hijos les ha enseñado a hacer esto también?
No, yo soy soltero.
No, he's a single man.
Soy soltero,
You're a single man.
Yeah, he has no children.
So this tradition's going to be lost then.
That's
you know what?
right.
I'm going to leave Ziggy here, and you teach him how to do it, and he'll continue on the tradition.
Okay, that's a good idea. Good. Okay, yeah, I fancy
You're
that.
not going to repeat that?
Yeah, it's a good job. I'll make money doing so.
He did everything by hand using simple tools. So I was very surprised to learn how many brooms he was able to make in a day.
Bueno, pues sobre unas 30 o así.
So, yeah, more or less 30 or 40 per day.
30 or 40, that's a lot.
¿Ya está?
Bueno, pues ya está.
Okay, over. It's
Oh,
finished.
so he's finished. You know what? Actually, it looks like one of those brooms that witches ride on.
Yeah.
This is perfect. Oh, I can't wait to try this broom now. Huh?
Well, that's your opportunity, your 15 minutes of glory.
Oh, I don't do this at home, you know, and I don't do this for just anybody.
Do it now.
This works pretty good. I think this is man's work, isn't it? I'm not gonna...
After exploring Cappadocia, it was nice to sit down for a while. Is this the ancient town that was completely erased by an earthquake?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Everything is modern now. Well, what's its name? I know I could never pronounce it.
It's called Erzincan.
Erzincan.
Yes, which is an old Turkish city since the Seljuk period, which goes back to the 900s after Christ. So since then, it's been a big Turkish city, and there has been 2 big earthquakes here. One of which was in 1939, which caused 33,000 people to die.
33,000?
Yeah, in that one. And later on, which is much more recent, they had the second major one, which again caused the devastation of the city, totally.
It's very sad that so many people in Turkey have died because of earthquakes, and so much architectural heritage has been lost too.
Helen asked Ernest to take the cows out to graze on the mesa, so I went along with him.
Can you use this? Do you know how to do it?
Yeah, I've been kind of into rodeoing.
Really?
Back in my younger days.
So what did you do in the rodeo?
I tried roping, but I didn't get nowhere with that, so I went into bull riding.
You rode bulls?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, God.
And that was pretty exciting.
Well, you guys were my
Fun.
heroes when I was a kid. So why did you give that up? Too hard
I
on the
got
old
smart,
body?
I think.
Oh, you got smart. Yeah, too hard on the old body.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those falls are
Every
deadly.
time you hit the ground, it started to hurt, and then I said, I don't think I need to do this anymore.
Now, would you learn to do this just naturally, like I would learn to ride a bike or
Yeah,
something
out
like
here
that?
it is, yeah, because most people have livestock, like I said, and young boys, you know, they just get into it.
They just do it. So it's not just the Old West, it's the New West, too. I mean, you're still
Yeah.
doing the things that I saw in the movies way back when I was a kid.
Yeah, because even my mom used to rope.
She's amazing.
She ropes when she wants to catch one of the sheeps. She grabs one of these ropes and.
We're going to call her Supermom for sure, God. Wait till I tell my mother she thinks dancing is hard work. Okay, let's see what you can do with this rope.
So, let me see. So, use about a loop this size and make sure
wanna lasso me?
these are in order here.
You want to lasso me?
I don't know.
In English, they call it Tichichi, but in my language, Ilapungi.
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 And how would you say, how are you?
How are you? I would say Hantamo. And you would say Hiloza.
Hiloza, which means...
I'm all right.
Victor, what is your Indian name?
My little boy's name, they call me Kalaki. When I become a man, they changed my name. The elders of my clan, they go to the corn dancing. I go to the corn dancing, and they changed my name. Now it's Togo Hachi.
Togo Hachi. Yeah. Do the young kids, do they speak the language? Or is it getting lost?
It's getting lost.
How can you preserve your culture?
The way we can preserve it is the younger kids come back and watch the elders do it. And that they're not doing it. They got influence all the way around it, like the TV, the radio, the cars. All they want to do is party. And it's good to relax, but to relax in your own tradition, in your own language, not somebody else.
So you don't mind, in fact, Victor, you don't mind living in a reservation because you think in the sense that it's reserved for you.
Yeah.
This area.
I'm glad somebody preserved a little bit of the Everglades, a little bit of my ancestor, a little bit of my heart, a little bit of my soul for the future generation. And I'm very glad somebody did that. And I want my youth to understand that if we lose this, we lose ourselves. And we lose our direction, what we're going through. And if we lose this, that's a shame.
We are right now?
We're at the top of Mount Haleakala. This crater sits 10,023 foot level, and the crater itself is extinct.
What does Haleakala mean?
Pink house. Hale is the house, and Akala is the color pink.
Well, what's the significance of the crater that we're standing in?
The legend that coincides with Maui and this crater. Maui came up to the top of the crater to rope the sun and to hold the sun back so his mom could make clothing. And since the sun was moving a lot faster than the mom could finish making her clothing, so Maui came up here with his rope and lassoed the sun and held it back. And it gives mom a longer time and the Hawaiians a longer time in the year.
And that's why it's so sunny here.
That's why it's so sunny here.
Is there anything else significant about the crater for the Hawaiian culture?
This is a training center for a lot of very ancients of ancients, very wise of wise. We would call them kahunas. They would be considered shamans or psychics. And they would live up here and they would teach children everything to do in the Hawaiian culture from A to Z.
Was it as cold up here as it is right now?
No, it wasn't. It was nice and warm.
Lava?
This is real lava. This is very old. Comes from the crater that we just left from that made this peninsula. And since this is Pahoihoi.
Hoi hoi?
This is this is lava. Slow moving lava. Big, bulky moving lava.
What's the difference between this and the red lava that we always see?
The red lava is more liquefied. It's Pahoihoi, so it moves like water.
And how did this lava get from the
crater
that we were at this morning?
Through a lot of eruptions, thousands of years of completely erupting and forming a lava flow out of the crater, and basically it ran down to where the escape was, which is the ocean. And as it reached the ocean, it hardened getting into the water. And now this is the land base.
So how old would this?
Thousands of years old. Thousands.
Ay, 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 ay.